Welcome everybody to Get Good North America Season 8. I am Joe Razor, joined here by the wonderful Dividing, and we're going to bring in you a single match tonight in the Advanced Division, like I mentioned, between Bamboo Shack and the Sunriders.
That is absolutely correct, Joe Razor. Welcome everyone to the stream. This is shaping out to be a very interesting match between two teams that are currently sitting at or near the top of the Advanced Division. This might be one of those key games for these teams that really separates which ones are going to be contending for the title at the end of it all, because we are smack dab in the middle of the Get Good season at this point.
I mean, yeah, we are kind of right in the thick of things here towards the middle of the season, like you mentioned. The Sunriders have gotten off to a really good start here, 3-1, taking, like I said, 3-1 here. Really good start to the season, only dropping that one game, so they're sitting kind of right below that kind of upper echelon. You kind of have those couple, like 5-6 teams that are 4-0, and then like 4 or 5 teams that are 3-1, and that's where the Sunriders sit. And a win tonight against Bamboo Shack, who have started off the season 4-0, could be big for their overall standings.
There is an asterisk on the Bamboo Shack 4-0.
Yes.
4-0. I have to bring it up because I think it's such a big storyline coming into this matchup. Bamboo Shack is 4-0. 3 of those matches so far have been forfeits, which is, I'd say, a really unfortunate way to start off your Get Good season. You join because you want to play. Luckily, though, we get to see them play today at full capacity. So my question is, was it just innocent forfeits, or were the teams willingly pulling themselves out because they'd rather not play than play against Bamboo Shack because it was just that unfair?
Yeah, for sure. You tend to hope teams would play even if they think they would lose, but yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I've definitely been part of teams.
Two of the teams that were signed up against Bamboo Shack straight up pulled out of the tournament after they were matched up against them. Like, they were just like, Bamboo Shack is here? Oh, we got to get out. No, it's not it's not worth it.
Bamboo Shack, they're going to make their run to the finals by not playing a single game in the playoffs.
Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, we can take a look at their rosters here. Some familiar faces from around, and these players are really going to go head-to-head here. And if they can, like I said, if Bamboo Shack can pull out a win, because they haven't really played that much, though. So if they can pull out a win tonight against a team that has put up good results in Sunriders, that'd be a big boost to, I think, their confidence. And also, like, of course, getting a win is great for standings.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can meme on Bamboo Shack for the forfeits all we want, but in the end, they are the team currently sitting at the top of this advanced division, the only team that is still undefeated through 4 games. Sunriders, of course, have pulled out a very good 3-1 record against very good competition. But as of right now, Bamboo Shack stand as the team to beat. And I think Sunriders is going to be a really good test for them.
Yeah, definitely. The Sunriders have had great start and a really big test here for them. And the place that they're going to have to start their test on, it's going to be Control and their map for this week, and I believe next week. It's going to be Busan. So Busan is where this series will get underway on to start this off.
And Busan is not really the preferred map of either of these teams going into it. Bamboo Shack wrote Nepal as their favorite control map, and Sunriders are quite partial to Lijiang Tower. So it's going to be interesting to see both teams start off on maps that aren't necessarily like their favorites or the one that they're the most comfortable on. Busan is very interesting because there are so many different things that you can do on each submap. I think the Overwatch team does a great job of making it so that every submap of a control map is constructed in a different way that lends itself to different comps. Perfect example right here, we're starting off on Mecha Base, in which both teams lock in Reinhardt Brawl comps because this is a much more closed-in map compared to the other two. There's narrower hallways leading to the point, shorter sight lines, an enclosed ceiling. So that's why the close range brawl comps tend to have a lot of success here, though very big difference in DPS choice. Sunriders are going with the Hack Fist combo with Turner and Hureg on the Sombra and Doomfist respectively, while Bamboo Shack are on that traditional brawl with the Cowboy and the Mei.
Yeah, it is not the Hureg from the Titans, but instead the Sunriders Hureg. And now going aggressive here, good NA wall. And then the pin comes through as well, so that's going to be the opening pick there. Sunriders main tank removed. And you can see Gerbil continuing the aggression, pushing in and managing to take down the tank line by himself. And this will be Bamboo Shack with a pretty dominant fight there. Essentially just getting a Mei wall picked and steamrolling the fight off of that.
That is why you have the Mei and these kinds of comms. Marcel did a perfect Mei wall, cutting the tanks off from the rest of the team, from their DPS, from their healing, and that was just easy pickoffs from the members of the Bamboo Shack to put themselves in control of the point first, and Gerbil already almost had Earth Shatter.
Yeah, nearly close to it, and he drops the hammer. Knocks 3 onto the ground. That's Bamboo Shack. Once again, running away from this fight. With this fight here, they do end up losing their Cowboy, but it shouldn't be too costly in the end. I say that, though. Hureg does manage to find a second kill here, so if he could continue to fight these picks, they might find a way back into this.
Yeah, Sunriders has to play a little bit slowly right now because they have taken major casualties, but the kill onto Gerbil is big. It's going to take him a minute to come back, and now Sunriders can come back in with the Earth Shatter of the round and the EMP.
Yeah, it has the Earth Shatter online here, and Fat Whale drops it, hits 4, and it more just kind of stalls out the aggression that could come through from Bamboo Shack, and then Hureg on this Doomfist goes into the back. Not a pick you normally see with these brawl comps, but comes up big with 2 kills here, and it should be enough for them to take down the point, despite some attempted heroic from Potato Man.
Sunriders have to play super aggro, super aggressive here in order for their Sombra and their Doomfist to get value. This does leave them vulnerable to the Mei walls of Marcel, but when it works out, as we saw there, it is explosive. It is fun to watch. However, Sunriders uses about every tool in their arsenal to get control of the point here. Bamboo Shack have 4 ultimates online.
Yeah, now Hainu comes out here from Potato Man with one of the ults that Bamboo Shack has and manages to take down Fat Whale. Really nice start here for their side. Dawn Barrier gets dropped as well as they are looking to close out this fight. There was a Diva Bomb committed there from Sunriders to try to turn it, but just not able to do so.
Bamboo Shack now flipped the fight back into their favor, 70% and counting for them. So this is likely last fight territory for the Sunriders. The last really good fight they're going to be able to get in this first submap of Busan. They will likely have beat EMP and Amplification Matrix before the end of this fight, but they have to play through the Blizzard from Marcel.
Yeah, and you can see he throws the Mei wall so it can knock at Eden, and then throws down the Blizzard, and actually sets up the Shatter Bomb combo, which decimates them. He shatters to ensure that the Reinhardt cannot shield it when he comes out of that freeze, and the bomb lets the heavy hitter there. Comes up with the 2 kills and isolates the remaining players from Sunriders. And finally the EMP gets used. Turner had only managed to build up to it just now. And now you start to see some players from Sunriders return with the sound barrier, but they're taking so much damage, and they're dropping like flies. And this is looking like a round for Bamboo.
Bamboo Shack should be able to clean things up a little bit. The Desperation Wrecking Ball from Android comes out, but just as quickly as they came onto the point, he was melted down. Bamboo Shack take round 1 thanks to some incredibly decisive play coming out on the Brawl. When it comes to these Brawl matchups, usually the team that takes the initiative first and goes for the engagement wins, because it is so difficult for the other team to fight back against a team that is running at them at full speed with a Reinhardt hammer and stuff like that. And Bamboo Shack did a fantastic job of capitalizing on the Mei walls of Marcel, which allowed them to come out ahead in that fight more often than not. Now, though, moving on the Shrine, we have Wrecking Balls coming in from both sides, but interesting, Fat Whale is going to be moving on to the Orisa, trying to be a little bit more of a stationary comp that is going to try and take advantage of the disruption from Android, while Bamboo Shack are going to look to be a little bit all over the place with the Diva and the Tracer and the Brigitte. They're going to just look to try and dive onto this core.
Yeah, definitely. 2 comps of 2 very different ideals here. And you can see Bamboo Shack's Wrecking Ball there. Gerbil just gets swept up and then hacked. And then burnt down there. So good start here for the side of Sunriders, and they're going to follow up with another kill there as Turner comes into the back. Trade is there, but I don't think it will affect the outcome of this fight too much. This will be Sunriders taking the opening capture.
Yeah, it is a constant dance on Wrecking Ball to make sure that you're able to get disruption on the other team, but you don't go in a little bit too far. Gerbil ends up going in a little bit too far to start off this fight, but that is an incredibly quick transcendence from Muchiro getting Bambushak back into this fight.
Yeah, and that they have the EMP as well from Marcel. And I called the first capture here for Sunriders, but maybe not. They did get kind of the control of the objective, but they definitely did not win it out quite yet. But Sunriders fighting back, trying to hold on to this point. The Bambushak are unwavering in their attempt, taking down Turner. Post bomb is online here for Kureg. If he can get a stick here, this could be the kind of deciding factor. But 3 players drop a quick succession for Sunriders, and Bambushak are on their way to getting this first capture, even though they've lost the first fight.
Yeah, that was incredible from Bambushak, and it shows just how individualistic all these players are in this certain comp. Gerbil goes down early. That's no big deal for the rest of the squad. They're able to just sort of play at long range, kite out of the way of Sunriders pushes, and get themselves in position to push back in when Gerbil comes back, which was not long at all. So Sunriders now have to push back in. Mines are going to do a good job of zoning people away.
Yeah, the Mines are doing a decent job of forcing kind of the positioning forward from Bambushak, and it's being capitalized on by the Sunriders. And I mean, they may have lost in this really long and scrappy fight, but they are able to regain control of this point here, only really using 2 ultimates.
Yeah, Sunriders are a lot more decisive in that fight, which is what they definitely need to be. Who's contesting right now? It's Potato Man on the Tracer. Finally gets taken out. And actually, this is great for Bambushak. Bought him so much time. It's going to allow the opportunity for some staggers, but actually the point has now been flipped over. Unfortunately, Gerbil stepped off the point a little bit too long. So we're going to start at 56% for Bambushak, and Sunriders are in quite the strong position. EMP, Pulse Bomb, Bongo, and Nano Boost are available.
And they're going aggressive here. EMP and Bongo come out from Sunriders, and they collapse on that backline. Really nice heads-up play there from the Sunriders there. They noticed the backline completely isolated and pop ultimates to collapse and get the kills. Sunriders
looking good right now that they have control of the point. They're able to play around the sturdiness of their Orisa. Jeraynor, I assume, has jumped off to get back into a mech. Yeah, able to play around the sturdiness of their Orisa now that they have control of the point, which is something that Bambushak doesn't really have. They don't really have that sort of sturdiness, that focal point of their comp. But what they do have is an EMP.
And you can see it drop. It hits both supports and both tanks in that Wrecking Ball. It's not long for this world. Supports are soon to follow as well as the minefields lock them up and take them down. So it's a 2K for Gerbil in this fight here on the Gerbil. And this is Bambushak regaining control here. 61% for both sides.
And once again, extremely effective play from Marcel. Dude's been on point for this first map. Everything he does, every ability he's used seems to have a distinct purpose behind it, and it has always landed on its mark. Sunriders coming back in with the mines and the nano boost from Shake. It's going to be very interesting to see who he decides to put it on. It could be the Wrecking Ball or maybe the Orisa.
Yeah, Sleep Dart nearly connects there, but it's not quite able to do so. Transcendence now comes through from Bambushak. Is falling low was the Zenyatta, so he pops it to keep himself in this fight. And the same goes here for the Orisa, but it's actually going to be Android in the backline here on the Wrecking Ball. Pops the minefields in the perfect spot and just gets 2 kills essentially out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was incredible coming out from Android. Just able to catch 2 of the squishy members of Bambushak a little bit out of sorts, and now they take the point back with 70% and counting. So once again, we're in last fight territory for both teams, and Turner has a significant advantage on Marcel for the EMP. They can go really aggressive off of this with the rally.
Yeah, and you can see they go aggressive once again, similar play to what they did before. Noticing where the backline is positioned when the team is not surrounding them, in pops ultimates to secure the kills. I captured it, and now 95% in counting here for Sunriders. But yeah, any form of contest come through for Bamboo Shack, they will get a tag.
Yeah, a tag comes through, and I have lost feed, and now we're back in the feed, and the kill feed is filled with red as Sunriders have come ahead in this second fight, and we're gonna head to downtown.
I mean, Sunriders took such great kind of aggressive plays there in that round. You saw 2 different times they Bamboo Shack like tried to rotate their support line, and then just boom EMP, boom bongo, boom, your backline's dead. And it was some kind of poor rotations there for Bamboo Shack to not have anybody kind of escorting the support line, but also really nice heads-up overwatch from Sunriders.
Bamboo Shack making wholesale swaps in this one, going with a 6-man rush composition with the Reaper Sombra. They're going to be looking to play ultra fast with this composition, but Sunriders playing the same thing that they did on Shrine.
The Chengdu comp.
Yeah, the Chengdu comp indeed. So once again, they're going to be playing around the disruption from Android as well as the sturdiness of Fat Whale.
Yeah, for sure. I think this 6-man's really well adept to kind of handle this. You could just kind of kill the backlight and the Orisa very quickly, and just as I say that, Fat Whale gets collapsed on and burnt down. Some attempts at kind of some pressure in the backline from the DPS line of Sunriders, but the tank line is just going to be wrecked. And now you see some comp swaps coming through from Sunriders as the fight was over before the point even unlocked.
Yeah, that's why you see usually a D.Va getting played with that kind of comp instead of an Orisa, because if a 6-man or a rush comp decides to just push in on the D.Va, she could just use her boosters and fly away. Orisa, if you have 6 people press W on you at the same time, there isn't really a ton you can do. You're just kind of dead at that point. So that's why we see Sunriders swap onto the same Brawl comp that they played on Mecha Base.
Yeah, once again, this Cactus variation. The Mortality Field gets forced out early as Fat Whale fell low. And now you can see Bamboo Shack waiting for Gerbil to come unhacked. And then they will want to go very aggressive, but they actually catch Turner out on the mini health pack on the side without a translocator. And now there's the aggression coming through from Sunriders, pushing forward to remove Fat Whale, and then the remainder of his team. And that's going to be Bamboo Shack remaining control the point here. Looking like they have some really good decision making here on the 6-man.
Yeah, the 6-man has been incredibly decisive, just like the Brawl was before it for Bamboo Shack, and Sunriders have had trouble dealing with this kind of playstyle from Bamboo Shack throughout this entire map. Now, of course, they had just made a bunch of changes, so a little bit on the disadvantage when it comes to ultimates, but Sunriders should have the amplification matrix coming up.
Yeah, they should. But Turner gets hacked, taken down. Not what you want to see in the Potato Man. Comes up with 2. And they had the amplification matrix, but never even used it. And it's once again Bamboo Shack coming away with this fight and a bit of a stagger here on the Baby D.Va.
And they only had to use the Coalescence. That is so incredibly massive for Bamboo Shack because they have all 5 of their other ultimates coming up into this last fight scenario. Bamboo Shack's efficiency on downtown has been absolutely incredible. Sunriders forced to go to an emergency Far Mercy to try and counter this. It's a good swap, but with the amount of ultimates that Bamboo Shack have available, is it enough?
Yeah, EMP Blossom to start this off! And it's the Potato Man. And he's making it so Bamboo Shack will not retain a potato into map number 2 here. This is a kind of a very dominant performance on downtown to close out Busan. And it's the Bamboo Shack going up 1-0 in the set.
That was incredible play from Bamboo Shack to finish off Busan. The first 2 maps were incredibly close, but Bamboo Shack on downtown throw out a lethal 6-man comp that Sunriders, you know, they had a lot of trouble trying to deal with it. We're playing sort of musical heroes at the end. They're swapping at the end of every fight, and that is the telltale signs of a team that is having a lot of trouble trying to figure out what to do about what you're throwing at them. That is what you like to see, especially if you're Bamboo Shack, because that it also means that every time they swap, they reset their ult charge, so you don't have to worry about that. And yeah, some incredibly clean play from Bamboo Shack, proving why they are currently at the top of this division.
I mean, yeah, we talked about it. They got a bunch of their wins via forfeit. Well, if this is how they play for the rest of the series, they may legitimately have kind of deserve this 4-0 record here. And like you said, a lot of compositional swaps there in the last map left them with no real ultimates. They used maybe 2 on that last point. I think they used the window at some point, and I think they built an EMP but didn't get a chance to use it. And so they never really were in a position to use any of these ultimates they built because they swapped their comps like 3 times on that on downtown.
And then, again, the efficiency from Bamboo Shack was so incredibly good. It is so easy as a Sombra player to, see that you have EMP and go, okay, I'm going to use EMP this fight. Because then, if I don't use EMP this fight, then I'm not spending any time building up to another EMP. So, some incredible patience on the trigger finger by, I think it was Marcel again, who was a name that I found myself saying many times over the course of this first map, to see that they were going to win the fight with just the Coalescence and hold on to that critical ultimate to ensure that there was no chance for Sunriders to come back into it.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of those, you saw that across the board from from Bamboo Shack, excuse me. They had a lot of really good discipline when it came to the ultimates used in a lot of these fights. Like you said, only the Coalescent in one fight. Next fight, they started with just the EMP Blossom. In case the fight went bad, then they had backup ultimates to run with. They didn't invest all the ults at the very beginning. And then you saw it on the other points as well. The fights they won were normally with 1, 2, 3 ultimates at most a lot of the time. And so it was kind of really cool to see from Bamboo Shack, this discipline they had.
Yeah, and on the side of Sunrisers, where the last round, we can just sort of take that away. You got bamboozled by a 6-man rush comp, and you didn't know what to do about it. Those other 2 submaps of Busan were extremely close. Either one of those 2 could have easily gone the way of Sunriders. So they showed a lot of promise, especially running that Chengdu comp, as you called it, the Orisa Wrecking Ball. That is going to be very interesting to see how much they want to use it moving forward, especially on our next map, which is going to be Nimbani.
Yeah, Nimbani is the selection. This is, of course, Sunriders, as they dropped the opening map. And yeah, it's a map you don't see a whole lot of, honestly.
Yeah, this was the sorry, I cut you off a little bit. This was the choice of the Sunriders, so yeah. I think they are wanting to do this because it might fall into their playstyle a little bit. On first point, you can get set up on the Orisa. You can have Wrecking Ball just rolling around doing Wrecking Ball things, disrupting a dive or a rush comp that's trying to get onto that first point. I think this is a very comfortable map for Sunriders. In fact, it is their favorite hybrid map.
Yeah, we have a couple of substitutions here for Bamboo Shack. Dino's going to come in on the DPS for Marcel, who you were really impressed with. So yeah, maybe he's the team's Torb specialist. Who knows?
Also, Penguin coming in for Hureg
and then Penguin
on the side
coming
of
in for
Sunrisers.
Hureg, yeah, for Sunrisers. We only really saw Hureg kind of play the Doomfist, and yeah, I think he played the Pharah for a bit, but he didn't play too many heroes, so maybe Penguin is a bit more flexible.
Potentially, of course, currently locking the Echo, so maybe if they need someone to play a flying DPS, Penguin is the guy, and with the open skies of Nimbani, that is a very valid strategy for Sunriders to go with. They're going to look to use this double bubble comp to push in on Bamboo Shack that are all set up on the high ground right now, but Bamboo Shack have the tools to just burst down anyone who dares to show their face above that high ground with the Torb turret, the Zarya, the Wrecking Ball, the Tracer. They can do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, Zarya's not a pick you see a whole too lot with the Wrecking Ball here, but you're going to kind of see Durable go for power drives and get a bubble as he goes in. As you see, Sunriders are poking. I wonder if they're just trying to build for Nano? Well, I say that. We see kind of a dive come through towards where this Torb turret is, and that provides enough damage to take down Dino, who was on this Torbjorn. Following up onto Gerbil now is Penguin as he uses that focusing beam, but just not able to get him as Gerbil rolls away with his life. Point starting to be capped up here now for Sunriders, but is being contested. And you can see Turner hunting Potato Man on this Tracer, takes him down, and this will be Sunriders continuing to apply the pressure here. It started off slow, but then they kind of powered up as the fight went on.
Ooh, what a sleep from Muchiro. Unfortunately, it's not really going to amount to much. It was the on the other side, Shake, who got a key anti-nade onto the support line of Bamboo Shack to really open things up for the Sunriders there. So they take the first point with almost 5 minutes on the clock. Bamboo Shack, though, they have a lot of ultimates coming up. They have everything except for the rally going to be available into this next fight. Sunriders, on the other hand, they will have 4 ultimates. They will have Pulse Bomb, Duplicate, Gravitic Flux, Gravitic Surge, and Valkyrie.
Yeah, so definitely ult advantage in favor of Bamboo Shack here. But some really impactful ults is available for Sunriders. It's going to be the multi-core that starts off here from Dino. Kind of sections them off the card, tries to shut down the side ground. Good Sleep Dart comes through. And then the anti as well. Can Fat Whale get out? He may end up jumping directly into the Molten Core. Barely stays alive. Duplication now comes through. It's going to be onto the Wrecking Ball. As a lot of ultimates being applied here. We're going to see the grab Pulse Bomb come through from Turner and Android. That's going to result in 1 kill and a ton of damage onto the Zarya. You're going to see the follow-up from the Monkey come through. So it was a lot of exchange for both sides. I mean, every ultimate used for Bamboo Shack, and they weren't able to close it out.
Yeah, I think I counted a total of 9 ultimates being used across the 2 teams. And yeah, Sunriders come out ahead thanks to that Gravitic Surge Pulse Bomb combo that comes out from Android and Turner. Now, of course, we see Shake. It's got taken out in that fight, so it's gonna take him a minute to come back. If Bamboo Shack recognize this, they have an opportunity to take this fight without the Ana healing, and I think they're gonna take it.
Yeah, Fat Whale was nearly got taken down there, but pops his Primal Rage to stay in, and he's trying to get the kill here onto this Brig, and he's gonna be able to do so. Good damage on the Tracer as well, forces the recall before he tries to go in, but another Sleep Dart onto him, but it won't matter as Sunriders are continuing to find the picks here, and it would require big individual play from Bamboo Shack to win out this fight. Pulse Bomb's gonna connect as well, and this is gonna be Sunriders capturing our second point here, and this is your friendly reminder that second point in Nimbani does not exist.
Yes, it is very, very rare that we see teams have any sort of defensive success on the streets of Nimbani, because it's so easy for there isn't a ton of high ground for the defenders to take advantage of, and it's so easy for the attackers to just have that momentum. However, Bamboo Shack are trying to stop this up with a Molten Core.
Yeah, but a really nice kill there from Penguin. Takes down Potato Man here, and so the Molten Core not getting too much value here as the team wasn't even really around where it was placed initially. Nano Boost comes through as well, as that's a great anti-nade coming through from Shakes right before he has to take him down, but the Resurrect is definitely available. Focusing Beam comes through, trying to take down that Zarya of Jay Rayner, but it's going to be Penguin who goes down with the duplicate.
Yeah, Bamboo Shack should be able to pull out ahead here, but it was an expensive fight. Bamboo Shack, pretty much all they should have is the Pulse Bomb Gravitic Surge, but as I say that, Jorbil and Potato Man, the only remaining members of Bamboo Shack, have come alive and gotten a couple of picks. The rest of Sunriders have to be very careful, or else they might just get taken out.
Yeah, definitely. Sunriders are... they got a couple kills to try to win this, but it's going to be Bamboo Shack who kind of come back with a couple of picks there and a really late Pulse Bomb pick.
Yeah, Bamboo Shack do manage to pull out on top eventually. Yeah, that is weird. I guess it allows them to push back in a little bit faster than without it, but now you don't have that res for this fight.
Yeah, it's a really fat grab as well that comes through. Molten Core's a bit late, so you can't get kind of that Molten Core grab combo. We talked about the grab Pulse Bomb from Android and Turner again. Well, Turner was locked up in the Graviton Surge of Jay Raider, so not able to commit that. And Sunriders are going to have to regroup here, but they did get Jay Rayner late, so they can come back with a quick engage.
Yes, they can, and Sunriders have been caught at this corner for a little over 2 minutes now, but in that time, they've been building up quite the ultimate bank. Fat Whale already in with the Nano Boost, and they have 3 other ultimates on top of that.
Oh, we got Whoa. Oh, no. He ends up getting slept, Fat Whale does, but gets woken up immediately after. Nano Boost did get applied there onto Jay Rayner to try to keep him alive for a bit longer here. See the Tracer in the backline of Potato Man, causing some disruption as built up in his full spawn as well. Valkyrie comes through as long and the counter mines to try to section off the point, but it's going to be Turner who's the opening pick, and Bamboo Shacker answering back in this fight, closing this down, and this is your typical Numbani story. Gets rolled onto third point and then gets held for like 3 to 5 minutes on third.
I mean, that's true, but I feel like the Sunriders haven't been able to properly follow up off of the aggression of Fat Whale. He just kind of jumped in with the Nano Boost, and no one really went in with him. So when that Nano Boost faded away, Bamboo Shack were able to push back in onto the Winston and then move on to the rest of the team. Sunriders now with under a minute to go.
Yeah, not much time for them. Molten Core is going to come through from Bamboo Shack and their follow-up ultimates as well, as they are continuing to have a stronghold here on this end part of Numbani. Jay Rayner continuing to go forward here, manages to pick up a 3K in that fight, and that's a good late kill there on the scout.
It's an incredibly good kill. 45 seconds left on the clock. Sunriders have got to be careful, got to make sure that they don't get anyone else picked off, because this is probably their last good chance at a fight, and they are putting all of their eggs into Shake's Nano Boost. It's the only ultimate that they have available right at this moment. It's probably going to go on the Fat Whale, but is going to get immediately bombarded by the Gravitic Surge and the mines.
Yeah, Fat Whale is set at like half health for like 20 seconds now. Finally does get healed up though. Nano Boost does come through now with the minefield, and he's stuck in a Graviton. Fat Whale taken down. Full spawn pick comes through from Potato Man, and Sunriders are looking like they're out of options here.
Yeah, Bamboo Shack are pushing in now. The support line of Sunriders is nothing more than a couple of scraps as the Torb turret just mows through the remaining members. It's just a sad anti-Fat Whale on the point, and that is gonna do it. The attack for Sunriders after a blistering pace through the first 2 points is gonna end on that last corner of Numbani.
Yeah, third point Numbani. It can be a struggle for a lot of teams, and Sunriders is one of them. As they came into that third point with 4.5 minutes, and Bamboo Shack are able to put up a stalwart defense there. And now they're looking to answer back. They looked pretty shaky at the start. And I was kind of worried that maybe these substitutions were messing with some of their synergy, or maybe it was something else, but they just did not look like they were having it for the first kind of 2 to 3 minutes of this map, but then they really recovered late.
Ooh, look at this from Sunriders. Are they gonna stick on it? Oh my gosh, they are. Look at this, the Symmetra Bastion strategy. Turner is going so slow out of spawn. Like, guys, are you sure we should be doing this? And the tank's like, yes, we're doing this. This is an incredibly risky play from Sunriders. Has the potential to be super, super deadly, as Bamboo Shack currently, of course, going with the same Wrecking Ball compositions that they've been going with this whole time. And that Wrecking Ball is going to have a really hard time if he tries to go up and directly contest the high ground position that Sunriders are going to hold here. Of course, if Bamboo Shack are able to break through with the Tracer, with the Zarya, with the Wrecking Ball, that will then force Sunriders to basically swap up everything and reset their ult charges. So this first attack is going to be very telling, as Gerbil is like, what the? Okay, I guess this is what they're doing.
Yeah, this is going to be harder to break into with this Wrecking Ball comp. Kind of like this less traditional Wrecking Ball comp, as I made a joke about Dino being their Torb specialist, but he very may well be. As, I mean, yeah, how do you break into this if you're Bamboo Shack? Your comp's not really designed to break a bunker.
It's gonna be tough for sure. You gotta have a perfect engage from Gerbil, rolling through the members of Sunriders, maybe pushing a tank out of position, pushing someone off of the high ground, and then the rest of the Bamboo Shack squad can sort of pounce on top of it. As it is, a pile drive comes in, but it doesn't really get a ton of value, so now they're just gonna try and start pressuring the point. That forces the Rhine to come down and contest.
Yeah, it does, but it's going to be Gerbil's demise, as there was a whole way full of symmetric turrets waiting for him. That's a good anti-nade, though. Here, coming through. It does lock up, it hit 3 players, but only 1 kill is going to come off of it. But the 1 kill is Turner, so it's kind of the focal point of the Sunriders comp. But he will respawn and most likely get back.
The tank configuration is mostly online for Turner, which is probably why he stays on the Bastion. Oh, that is so unfortunate. Muchiro is doing everything he can to break into this comp from Bamboo Shaft, and it's looking like with that pick and the nano boost, they just might have done it.
Yeah, honestly, and on a diff, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, a big anti-nade to take down Turner, so you kind of get a 5v6 that comes up with, I mean, just hits 3 direct shots there onto Shakes to win out that fight, and then the nano boost as well. Comp swap now coming through from Sunriders. They go over onto a Ballerissa comp once again.
Yeah, Ballerissa, same thing we saw of them on Busan. It was a little bit tough on them when they tried to play it on downtown, but there's no 6-man to just burst down the Orisa all at once. But what they do have is a Tracer with Pulse Bomb, which is incredibly scary, but even scarier if you put it on the Ana. Shake goes down, and Potato Man's looking for more.
Yeah, pulls up 2 kills there, and a lot of damage from him on the Fat Whale as well, which sets up Dino for a 2K. Big plays there from the DPS line of Bamboo Shack.
Yeah, the DPS line of Bamboo Shack is now pushing forward. Turner gets staggered out, and yeah, such a late stagger. It's going to allow the point to at least get to that 3rd corner of Numbani before anyone's really going to want to push back in for Sunriders. Fat Whale's going to have the supercharger online, so that'll help the team initiate onto this point, but that's really all the Sunriders are working with right now, and you might want to hold that for a 3rd point defense.
There the mines come through directly into the grab, so I mean, that is a pretty nice play there. Kind of keeps anybody from getting a touch onto the point there, and they were setting up for a recontest, but they just get told, from the grab on search. That's going to be Bamboo Shack. Moving into 3rd point here with a very similar time bank to what Sunriders had.
That was key from Jay Rayner, the off-tank of Bamboo Shack. I haven't talked about him much so far today, but the grab, you're right. It not only made it so that Sunriders couldn't touch the point, but it basically wasted the supercharger from Fat Whale, plopped it down, and then could only look at it sadly as no one was able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, but quickly burst it down, though, is Machiro, and that's a really good start there from Sunriders. They collapsed in what was a really quick engage. It seemed to have kind of spawned out of nowhere. That's going to be them regrouping on the defense here, and this can be a really painful chokehold to break through if you're the attack.
It is extremely painful. We saw it with Sunriders just a little bit ago. It's going to be so difficult for Bamboo Shack to be able to push through here. However, they have tools at their disposal. The Rally, the Nano Boost, and the Duplicate from Dino. I'll be very interested to see what hero he's going to try to get Duplicate in order to give his team the upper hand in this fight.
Yeah, for sure. Pulse Bomb goes through in the back. It does get a stick, but it is onto a tank, so no kills off the back. Bit of a Tracer kind of contest happening on the side. Not able to get any kills, though. The Nano Boost onto the Echo, not something you see every day, but it does pump in a lot of damage. It actually force a defensive Nano Boost onto Fat Whale. Duplicate now from Dino as well onto this Echo, looking to see if he can find anything. As the Duplicate from the opposition is on Zarya. Bongo comes through from Dino, gets immediately burst down, and the Graviton Surge here from Penguin as a bit of a celebratory remark. It's the Sunriders who come out on top.
Yeah, but Sunriders are playing so passively, so far back that look, the cart has already gotten within 5 meters of that golden box of victory. So now Bamboo Shack are in a 1-fight scenario, one last good convincing win, and they will be moving up to a 2-0 lead in this series on to match point. And Sunriders, I mean, they don't, either them or Bamboo Shack have a ton of ultimates to work with here. Really, it's just the Tracers with the Pulse Bombs. And if either of them can get a key pick off, that could be key for this fight.
Definitely could be here. Pulse Bomb comes through onto the back, and Turner has just killed 3 out of nowhere.
We were on the wrong Tracer there. Turner just popped off.
I mean, just absolutely decimates the opposition and single-handedly wins them a fight.
Yeah, Turner, I mean, it's not very often that you just see a Tracer get into the backline and kill 3 like it's nothing. And Yeah, so that is going to actually force swaps from Bamboo Shack. Potato Man's actually going to forego... Actually, no. Use the Pulse Bomb in the last fight. So Bamboo Shack are just going to go back onto that Brawl. And they see that Orisa. That looks like a really juicy target for them to just push on and take out and then snowball from there.
Yeah, but it's actually going to be Michiro who drops in the start. It's going to be Shakes with the opening pick here. And the Minefield's in a really good spot. It forces them into this corner, but still managing to find 2 picks is Bamboo Shack. Dino is completely isolated from the rest of this team, but uses the Maywall to stay alive. And I mean, you have this 3-man core of Bamboo Shack who is succeeding in the touch the spawn door challenge. But that's not a great way to win fights normally. And this will be Sunriders continuing to hold on. A minute left here on the clock.
A minute left indeed. This is probably Bamboo Shack's last really good chance at a fight here. They've got to pull out ahead. And luckily, Jay Raynor has that all-important Graviton Surge. So that could be what allows them to pull forward in this fight. Sunriders, they don't have any defensive ultimates or an immortality field that can really hard counter it. They don't have any good ways to deal with the Graviton Surge if it gets people. I don't think it got people. I think that was a huge whiff from Jay Raynor.
That was a complete whiff there, and the Pulse Block was there and forces that to Immortality Field. Yeah, Jay Raynor not able to actually fight anybody with that grab. You hate to see it. Fire Strike comes through from Jorwell and absolutely snipes Turner. And Penguin, who has now switched over onto the Soldier, is looking to give his team a fighting chance as they have just lost their main tank. And Fat Whale and Bamboo Shack are looking to deny what Sunriders did to them with this incredible first point hold. It will not matter at the end because it is Bamboo Shack winning this map and going up 2-0 in the series and on to match point.
I mean, that was an insane fight from Gerbil, opening things up with the long-range Fire Strike kill onto a Tracer. That is so difficult to hit as a Reinhardt, and then leading the team on a forward push now that you no longer have to deal with the Tracer on the other side, peppering you with little bullets, being super annoying, allows the team to push forward and get themselves the win on Numbani, and yes, get themselves on to match point. It has been extremely close between Bamboo Shack and Sunriders, but Bamboo Shack has come up clutch when it counts.
Yep, for sure. They pulled off an incredible defense. And when Sunriders nearly pulled off a great defense against them, it was very similar in a lot of ways. Bamboo Shack were able to come up in the final hour of that map and go up 2-0 in the series. And before we can see if Sunriders are able to answer back, we will be heading to a quick break. You will not want to miss the remainder of what has been a very entertaining series so far. We will be right back.
You think you're too far, but I'm where you are, you know. I said I won't leave your side. They left you bare, but I'm begging you, stare in my eyes for you. Yeah, I give my life. And I'm not here to hear you say you're fine. I can take the pain you hold inside. I wanna know, wanna see it. Can I feel your kryptonite? Can't get this off my mind. Does it only control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. I won't lose you this time. I wanna know, wanna see it. Can I feel your kryptonite? Can't get this off my mind. Does it own you, control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. time. One more wine, one more whiskey, and we just kept the car in park and dim the headlights so we see the stars. Let them tell us where we should start. And I'm scared as hell because there's no way to know how this goes. But I can't help but say I promise to give you my all. But it might break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. I won't let you down. But it might break me, break me. It might break me, break me. It might break me down. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me down. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me. It might break me down. It might break me. The sight of you, it makes me dizzy. And when you're gone, I miss your face. Tonight I'll meet you in our favorite place. And just can't let this wait one more day.
Healing that's coming up from them. And then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and Witty Wave really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimate's coming up online already. You're going to have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available for that.
Oh, and they're gonna waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not gonna get any.
So excited. Thank you so much, Cybjorn. Living up to the beautiful strats from Roar Esports. They're gonna go ahead and teleport directly onto the point. So they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter, it might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion ult, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Batiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
This is not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charge into Mansion picks up 3! All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost
Here
Dragon
it comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-nade gets.
And here comes back on the Doomfist, not hacked up by the EMP critically. Starjummer has the Deadeye, no hack this time around. Starjummer gonna clean up the fight, get 3, get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch, as we see the hook shot and
Bane with the silk thread shot, show it off.
Isn't gonna work well against the Ghost Confar as fine the UP was playing but you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards, it's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. Everybody's, at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.
Welcome back, everybody, to GitGud North America Season 8. I am Joe Razor, joined here by the wonderful Dividing, and we are getting ready to hop into our third and possibly final map of this set in the Advanced Division in between Bamboo Shack and Sunriders.
Yeah, this has not been a lopsided matchup. Don't let the scoreline deceive you, but we were talking about it over the break. Bamboo Shack has simply looked like the more disciplined team out there so far. I think that mechanically, Bamboo Shack and Sunriders have been very, very even, but Bamboo Shack has done a lot better at taking disciplined engagements together as a team. They have done a great job of holding on to the ultimates that they don't need. Sunriders, in comparison, tend to over-ult in desperate situations. And these are the things, I think, that are separating these two teams as we head into Route 66.
Yeah, like you mentioned there, Route 66 is going to be our next map. This is, once again, Sunriders' pick, as they lost the previous map. It's definitely a map where I think it can suit what Sunriders likes to do. They like to play a lot of these Orisa comps, the Orisa comps and the ball comps, sometimes in conjunction. And I think those are suited pretty well here to Route 66. You can really kind of lock down gas station on first point with the Orisa.
Yeah.
Attacking with the ball is really good on this map. But I definitely think Bamboo Shack, their comforts seem to kind of align with Sunriders' comforts in a lot of these situations.
Yeah, I will say, though, that the Sunriders seem to be really set on going with these Wrecking Ball Orisa comps, the Chengdu comps, as it will, and it is kind of weird because, I mean, Chengdu plays it really well, but Sunriders are in this position where they want to play sort of both a sturdy double shield sort of long-range poke comp and a close-range disruption divey comp sort of thing. And I really feel like they might be better off if they just scrapped that idea and went full on to one of those two ideas in their compositions instead of going for something that tries to merge both of them together.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would like to see kind of a more single focus in whatever comp what they like to run Sunriders did, because, I mean, the Orisa ball, let's just say the Orisa tends to not do a lot in a lot of these fights. It definitely can do stuff. We've seen it pull off some work, but there's kind of when Bamboo Shack just forgets it exists. But a lot of the times the Orisa is the first pick in the fight or the second pick, and it just can get run over pretty easily in a lot of situations.
Now, of course, Sunriders, they do have 20 seconds to change things up, and they're continuing to change things up, but we do see a bit of a change in strategy here. We've got a double bubble tank line currently, which is going to try and allow a Fat Whale to get on top of Big Earls, trying to contest the Orisa Diva comp that Bamboo Shack have. This is going to be very difficult to break with the Orisa and the Torb as well as his turret. Getting pushed up on top of this gas station to just start chunking away at anyone who tries to and contest them.
Yeah, for sure. I made a joke about Dino being their Torb specialist, but I think he's their Torb specialist.
I don't think we've seen Dino play anything else yet.
No, Dino's only played Torb, but it's been working, so you can't blame him. Boop off comes through his Fat Whale, tries to engage, which gets denied. As Bamboo Shack are really... I was going to say they're kind of backing up here, but instead they're going to continue to hold on to this, and a boom comes through in action from the Pharaoh of Penguin, which forces Durable onto the low ground, also makes it so they have to use the Immortality Field, but with Fat Whale dropping, they're not really able to follow up on that.
It was incredible to see how fast the health bar of Fat Whale just disintegrated. The second that he jumped up onto the high ground, even with his bubble and Android's bubble, it still went down so quickly and just shows how passive you have to play into this Bamboo Shack comp. You can't face them head on or else you are instantly just going to have a bad time. Their best chance right now lies in Penguin, the chunk damage from the Pharah, and of course that all-important barrage, which he does have online.
Window comes through as well to start this off, and he's looking to beam anybody down, but nobody's really peeking him other than this Pharah, and it's doing so much damage not even able to contest it. But the pickups are to Fat Whale once again, just gets absolutely shredded here, and this is just a reset forced from Sunriders. They can't stick around.
Yeah, they're having so much trouble just pushing into this comp. They have the firepower, they have the ultimates, they're just having trouble gaining space when Bamboo Shack are in such an advantageous position and they have such a great comp to take advantage of that advantageous position. However, Sunriders should have all 6 ultimates coming up here, so if they don't get it done here, I don't think they're going to get it done.
High Noon comes through here from Potato Man on top of this Bongo. They will just wait for the High Noon to fade before they even try to peek, and once again, they're going to do the same with this Bongo. That means they're kind of the Molten Core from Dino Kid get even more value. They're just not able to do anything here. They've just 7 big girls for the last like 15 seconds, but finally we'll move out, and then immediately Fat Whale just gets this decimated. Grabbing up Surge came through from Android, but it does not matter as it's Potato Man with the 2K. Window as well to keep everybody nice and healthy on the side of Bamboo Shack, and it's a minute 20 left. The Sunriders need to pull something out.
Why did Android grab there? Half of your team was dead.
I think
you had forced out
the
ultimates on the other side, and you were in a good position to push in with the an incredible ult advantage in this next fight, but now you're at a minute left, and the ults are even.
Yeah, it's going to be the Barrage and the Primal Blade to start this off. Not able to get anything with the Blade, with the Primal Rage, excuse me. The bomb comes through and it does manage to even out this fight, and it's going to be Bamboo Shack who are getting back into this here. And we talked about the discipline during the break, and you mentioned it a bit earlier, and you can see kind of the discipline difference just in these last two fights. Sunriders trying to force things, trying to come away with these fights, and Bamboo Shack are constantly in the correct position.
You could not be more true. No matter what Sunriders bring to the table, it seems like Bamboo Shack are perfectly positioned and perfectly able to just weather the storm. And the target focus has been insane. Fat Whale down, so now they don't have their main tank available for this final contest fight. Someone's got to get on the point.
Yeah, I think Fat Whale spent the first pick in every single fight. And the Molten Core just gets laid directly onto the point. They're forced to stand in it to try to contest.
A triple kill for the Torb turret. Oh, that's brutal.
Is domination here in the final map for Bamboo Shack. It would need to be a fuller hold from Sunriders if they want to be able to start this reverse sweep. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think they're going to be able to do it here. This is a tall, tall order.
It is not looking likely. I just feel like Sunriders, they're in a situation where they're playing a comp that is at a severe disadvantage as to what Bamboo Shack is running. We saw it over and over and over again. Fat Whale jumps in, gets every single resource from his team, still dies because the target focus from Bamboo Shack is just that good. And they didn't change anything the whole time. They just kept bashing their faces into that wall, hoping that maybe this time they'd be able to break through. And in the end, it was not enough. Sunriders now find themselves with the back against the wall of the Bamboo Shack, if you will, as they're going to try and finish out this series. Sunriders going out with the traditional brawl comp, taking it down to as simple as humanly possible. And yes, they are going to go for a close hold here on Train. I actually like this a lot because it does force out at least 2, maybe 3 fights that Bamboo Shack's gonna have to win before they can finish this this match.
Yeah, and even if they don't win any fights here close, I mean, you can burn off kind of a minute by just existing near the spawn doors. And Bamboo Shack coming out. And J Raider gets greeted by 6. And this Pharaoh from Dino, I mean, first time he's not playing Torb. This kid actually do a great job at disrupting this as long as he doesn't kill his Mercy.
Nah, he's okay. Oh my gosh, the long-range rocket takes out Shake, and this close hold from Sunriders instantly disintegrates thanks to the poke comp of Bamboo Shack. So they're going to be able to get this cart moving. And Sunriders, are they going to change things up, or are they going to keep going with the same? It's like mostly the same. Penguin's going to swap over onto the Soldier to get back a little bit faster, which they're going to need because this is probably last fight. If Bamboo Shack can win this, and they'll probably have the Pulse Bomb from Potato Man coming up here, that's probably it over. This match is finished.
Yeah, it would need to be a miracle here for Sunriders. Nearly get a concussion blast into a kill there from Dino, but just not able to do so. It's going to be Potato Man. He's the first casualty. It's Sunriders are saying, we're not done yet. Come back in, switching to this brawl, or not switching, but maintaining this brawl comp here, switching over to the Soldier and winning out this fight. Trying to hold on to this.
And the engagement from Sunriders was clean, and now they can get themselves on top of Big Girls. This is the same sort of positioning that gave Bamboo Shack such a dominant position in their attack. So they're going to need to try and push back in. But Gerbil! Oh my goodness, the DPS line of Sunriders is demolished.
He absolutely demolishes them. 2K for him in that with the single pile drive. And this will be looking like it's it here. Another kill with the pile drive. I mean, 3 kills in this, 4 kills for Gerbil. 3 of them coming the way of a pile drive. And it's only the Tracer currently around. Turner trying to stall out, trying to pull off anything, but the bomb onto the cart removes him, and it's going to be Bamboo Shack taking a 3-0, going up to 5-0 in GGud NA.
I think a lot of people, including me, looked at Bamboo Shack 4-0, but with several forfeits to their name and said, do these guys really belong at the top of this division? Are these guys really the ones to beat? And after this performance, I think I can definitively say yes, Bamboo Shack are most likely the best team in Advanced right now. They played so incredibly well, both mechanically and as a team, and that got them the advantage over Sunriders today.
Yeah, my camera's frozen, so you get the...
Still it's okay, it's a flattering angle.
Yeah, it is a... important thing is you can still hear me, but yeah, as a 3-0 win there from Bamboo Shack, like we both mentioned, moving up to 5-0, and Sunriders, I mean, all except that final map, they played really close to Bamboo Shack, and I'm definitely interested at if we got to see a rematch later in the season, whether that's if we got to see a rematch in the playoffs, if it's a bit closer, because I definitely think Sunriders have the ability to contend with a team like Bamboo Shack, and they just need more time.
Yeah, I think in those maps where we saw Sunriders really get destroyed by Bamboo Shack, and by that I'm talking about Root and Busan downtown, it's when Sunriders started the map off with a comp that was at a heavy disadvantage against what Bamboo Shack were running, and just didn't swap for a very long time, way longer than they should have. I think Sunriders, as a debrief from this match, try and figure out what they should improve. Just understand when you're at a disadvantage, when it's unlikely that something's going to work, and be more willing to swap earlier to get yourself into a better position for the future.
Yeah, definitely. I think a great word for what they need to improve on is kind of discipline. There's a lot of fights where they lose, or not, maybe they win the fight, but they're not set up to win the next fight because they expunge too many ultimates. They put themselves in a bad position, so they get kind of burnt down late into fights. And so I think if they are, you can think all the way back to the first map, right? Sunriders won the first fight, and then Bamboo Shack were able to come back through because Sunriders didn't have the kind of target focus needed, and I think that just comes with more time and more practice. But I definitely am excited to see if Sunriders are able to improve their record, and I'm really hoping we get to see them in the playoffs, because I definitely think they're a team that could make some damage.
Yeah, absolutely. But that is going to do it for us here at Halo Hell Esports for tonight. Bamboo Shack get the 3-0 over Sunriders today. Joe, do you have anything you'll want to say before I sign us off here?
Follow the GGud NA Twitch and join the Discord, so you can know when we have future matches. And yeah, I'm very excited. We do have some matches coming up on Sunday, I believe, but we will have EU and NA for there. And yeah, that's gonna be it for us, though. I may be frozen, but Dividing's not, so we can wait for both of us. I was JetRazor, joined here by Dividing. You can follow our Twitters right below us. And also a big shout out to everybody in production, the observers, everybody running the OBS, lobby host, everybody there for making this possible. But that will finally be it for us here, and I do hope to see you around.
Night, everyone.
Healing that's coming out from them, and then the Ana goes down after that, and it was just quick cleanup. Resignations and WidiWave really clutching out in the DPS department for SM, and they've got first capture crossing 15%. Ultimates coming up online already. You're gonna have Deadeye, and look, we've got Grab Dragons available for that test.
Oh, and they're gonna waste no time in committing it. The Graviton comes out. It was there, but it's not gonna get any.
So excited! Thank you so much, Bjorn. Living up to the beautiful strats from More Esports. They're gonna go ahead and teleport directly on the point, so they will be meeting them tantamount.
Nothing to try and eat it with, nothing to stave it off, no support ultimates. They've got a shatter. It might just have to be put in to keep the Bastion off, but they don't care about this Bastion ult. They've got a Batiste!
Oh man, this is just nutty right now.
This is not something that you want to push in on, but it's going to be the bomb and the charge. It's a Mansion Blix at 3. All of the 3 that you want, the Reinhardt, both of the supports, and this is the fight done already. Frost
Here it comes.
It does pull out the Transcendence, but the anti-mid gets...
Here comes back on the Doomfist, not hacked up by the EMP critically. Starjummer has the Deadeye, no hack this time around. Starjummer gonna clean up the fight, get 3, get the electric cowboy for dancing effect.
This might be the best map for that in all of Overwatch as we see the hook shot and
Bane with the silk thread shot. Show it off.
Isn't gonna work well against the Ghost Confar as fine the but you're not gonna get through this.
I love watching teams that I haven't seen play before play. It's always thrilling.
Round 1.
It really is. It's wild cards, you know, it's something you don't get to see at the higher levels. You know, everybody's, you know, at least been seen usually at lower level matches. So this is always a fun experience.